Oh, wait.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. Thank you for coming. I'm trying to get back to my friends, as always. Here they are. Great. Well, I see we already have people in the chat. Thanks again. Tamara had a great idea. So instead of everyone just talking about their company, we're going to ask questions, and then you answer the questions based on your company today. So Kasey, I know if you need to leave early, you just let me know. We can finish chatting. If you hear some information that you like and you want some more information from anybody on the panel, feel free to go to the description box below, and their information should all be down there. Let me know if I didn't add something, guys. But all right. So can you guys introduce yourselves, say hello, and what companies do you work with? I guess we're kind of independent contractors.
All right, I'll start. Okay. So I'm Loretta Holmberg. I currently teach for Outschool as well as VIPkid. You can find me at Teach and Reach YouTube channel as well.
Good. And Tamara, you're unmuted. How about you go next?
I am Tamara, and I teach for VIPkid, Zebra English, Outschool, and Splashlearn. but I've been really focused on Splashlearn lately because I've been loving it. So yeah. That's the main one, and that's what I'm going to talk about today.
Isn't that so funny? When you first started, when you first started on my channel, that was not the main one, and then
no, it wasn't. But it's amazing how things evolved.
Yes, that's great.
Yay.
Kasey, thanks for coming on again.
Yeah, thanks for having me here. I'm always happy to join you. So I'm Kasey, if anyone doesn't know me, and I teach for a lot of companies. So VIPkid, Outschool, Cambly, Pelfish, Gogokid. That's it. And today I'll be talking about Outschool.
Great. And if anyone has any questions for any of the other ones mentioned, I'm pretty sure our panel will answer those questions for you as well. So Kasey and Tamara and Loretta, they all have multiple companies. At this moment, I only have one. So if you don't know me, I'm Kasey Oswald, and I work with VIPkid. So I think that's good. Oh, Teach and Reach. Hey, Loretta, thanks for being in the chat. And Tamara's in the chat. You guys rock. Okay, so why don't we first talk about what are the requirements for your chosen company that you're talking about today? So let's see, Loretta, you're in my top left. What are the requirements for VIPkid?
Right. All right. So everyone else can help me as well, right? Because everyone else. So everyone here teaches for VIPkid. All right. So for VIPkid, you need to have a bachelor's degree. You can have a bachelor's degree in any discipline as long as you have a bachelor's degree. And you need to be a native English speaker, live in North America. So you could be Canadian or you could be US, but you could teach from anywhere, really. So, but you have to have citizenships in either of this country. And I think permanent residency counts as well. PRs, because I know somebody who's a PR, not a US citizen. And then you need to, so before they used to say you need to have at least a year of experience, but I've seen that you don't get accepted in the basic info part if you do not have at least 2 years of experience. So you need to have at least 2 years of experience with working with kids. Now it could be in any capacity, right? So you could be a coach, you could be a mentor, you could be a mom, right? I mean, like you could be a mom and you've worked with kids. I mean, like seriously, mom, dad, I don't know, aunt, uncle, like you take kids, you work with them, right? You take them out and do stuff. That's all working in a very loose sense of the word. Or you could have the traditional, tutoring, teaching kind of thing. So it's very broad that way. What did I miss? And then that's what you need for the basic info portion. And then after that, they'll see whether or not you're a good fit. And then they'll give you the link to, all right, do you want to do recorded interview or smart demo?
Smart demo.
I did a smart demo last year when I applied.
Really?
Yeah, I love it. It was so quick.
You've only been there a year?
Yeah, not 1 year yet. Not 1 year yet. My anniversary is in September, mid-September. I started the application over Labor Day weekend. Well, actually before September, so like end of August, and then I got approved and everything within about a week and a half. Like I did it really quickly. I'm like, I got this right. I'm like, all right, I'm teaching it right now. I'm doing it right now. Like, because the longer I wait, so this is what I've noticed. People who wait a long time to do something, sometimes they just don't act on it and just like, all right, well, I don't want to do it. So I'm one of those like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it right now, and then boom, 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 and it was quick. Is that you as well, Kasey?
That was me. Yeah, and I started in August.
So we're like,
What's
that's
that?
awesome.
Just, you haven't been there a year either?
No.
What a year this has been for you guys. Wow.
Yeah, right?
That's amazing.
So we're almost in the same boat, right? Kasey,
Yeah,
maybe a month
wow.
apart.
350 something days.
Your anniversary is coming up.
Yes.
Anniversary is coming up. Awesome. Yeah, so
What
those are the requirements.
for Outschool.
Yeah, so for Outschool, you must be a resident of either USA, Canada, Australia, the UK, or New Zealand. So UK, Ireland or wherever in the UK. So that's pretty open, and it's nice because you can live in these countries, or I don't know if you can you live in other countries and teach? I'm not sure if they might be a little more strict from VIPkid. So, but I know you must be a resident at least from one of these countries, and you have to have decent internet, and they don't have like a specific number or whatever set, but like with other companies, you're going to be using Zoom, so you have to have like a decent connection to be able to teach, and like a laptop, headphones, and you have to be at least 18 years old to be a teacher, and which is really nice because a lot of these other companies, you have to have like a college degree, at least a BA, but with Outschool, you don't need that. So, I mean, you could, and that's great, but you don't have to have one. And so that's really nice. And they run an annual background check. So as long as you're clear, then you're good to go. And and it's good if you have, pretty good technical skills. You're going to be on Zoom, but then again, they have like little things on Zoom or on Outschool when you first start that you can get in, and they have like Zoom conferences, so you can get in there. That's what I did, and they like teach you different things. And also on YouTube, I've seen other people have had pretty cool things about like cool Zoom skills and things. So yeah, that's awesome.
Training sessions.
Training.
If
Yeah,
I
sorry,
can
words.
Plug something really quick. I'm not an affiliate. Well, I'm an affiliate for Zoom, for the paid version. If anybody, but
I didn't know they had one.
yeah, well,
Thanks for letting me know.
Again, and if they're still doing it. But on a side note, I went to a webinar yesterday, Zoom for educators, and this weekend, I believe it's the 29th and 30th, they are doing a free educator Zoom, like all day type sessions and stuff with breaks and speakers and really getting into things for Zoom. So I'm going to check that out as well and let you guys know if I come up with any learnings, anything new. So, okay, sorry, Kasey, I just want to make sure people knew about that.
Yeah,
I think it sounds
that's
awesome,
great.
so.
I didn't know they had an affiliate.
Yeah,
for sure. That's awesome. Very good to know.
but there's nothing for the educators or anything. It's a free thing. So anybody could go for the weekend thing and check it out. So I'm not making money off that or anything. I don't want people to think that's why I'm plugging it, but I just think it'd be good to learn. Yesterday, they showed us some of the basics, they said, and there was so much I didn't know, about the breakout rooms and where to find all the different things and what's a good way to take attendance and things like that. So,
yeah, that's awesome. Good to know.
Okay, Kasey, was there anything else I made you miss because I interrupted?
No, you're fine. You're fine. Not really, just you. So you don't need a degree or a teaching certificate. A lot of people might think you might need a teaching certificate or experience, like with VIPkid, how you do. But with Outschool, you don't need that. So you can just hop on, and as long as they clear your background check and everything, and you have like a decent intro video, then you're pretty good to go. So that's nice. Yeah, that's all I've got there.
Yay. And Tamara, how about with Splashlearn? What are the requirements for Splashlearn?
Actually, Splashlearn teaches on Zoom also, and I saw that there was a question about needing the Zoom license yourself. And for Outschool and Splashlearn, no, they pay for the licensing. So you don't have to, but you don't have to worry about just limiting yourself to what the free version offers, because they both have corporate accounts. So just to answer your question, but the requirements for Splashlearn are at least 200 online classes, but it can be anything. It could be Outschool, ESL, you know, even if you've tutored on the side privately, if you're a brick and mortar teacher and have been doing the online classes, whatever your online experience is, that counts. And then a year of experience teaching, tutoring, substitute teaching in math. So helping somebody else with math meets those. Those are the two requirements for Splashlearn. And like resident requirements, I know VIPkid, you have to be eligible to work in the US and Canada. And Outschool, you have to actually live in the countries that they have, just based on background check. With Splashlearn, you just have to be familiar with Common Core. So you can live anywhere as long as you have some experience with US Common Core math curriculum. So.
Great.
Tamara, there's a question in the chat.
Yeah,
about
we'll get to the questions in just a second. What was I gonna say? Oh, so I wanted to tell you, so everyone knows, sorry, I got confused on my words. If I'm looking straight down, that's where their questions are. And if I'm looking over here, that is the chat box, which is booming right now. Thanks, guys. There's one other thing. Oh, so I have a new monitor on my desk and it's humongous. So because we needed to have two hooked up for now, it's supposed to change back, but I just haven't done it yet. So I'm like trying to like close things on the side and everything. So please excuse my looking around everywhere more than usual, I guess. Okay, I have a great thing from Deborah that I wanted to ask you all. Can you share how do you work out your schedules while working for several different businesses?
That's a good question.
Yeah, great question. Let's see, Kasey, since you have the most, let's start with you.
Yes, I'm happy to answer that. So it took me a little bit to get it balanced out. And I had an interview with Brittany Flammer the other day, and we were talking about this, how at first I would like double book myself a little bit. And I was like, okay, I really need to like figure something out, because that's just not good for either company. And if I want to stay with these companies, like that's not going to work. So what I do is, like with VIPkid, I do them typically in the early mornings, and then I do Outschool like after that time frame. I'll just open up some slots and get that going. And then with Cambly, I haven't done much with Cambly, but I could do that really any time of day. So like after Outschool or whatever, I can then go into Cambly if I wanted. And then on the weekends, I do, sorry, I'm thinking I have too many. I do Gogokid. And then Palfish, I do like scattered a little bit, because for Palfish, they like you to have, I think 3.5 hours of their peak times per week. So like I try to like scatter it a little bit as I can throughout all of that, and that's how I do it. It's my balancing act.
Good. Yeah. And I know like Danny from Happy Farms, she mentioned like having one specific platform on each day, so that was, on Tuesdays, I think it was Danny, but on this day it is this, this platform. So Tamara, how about you? I think you're next with having the most.
So I do VIPkid in the morning, and I have my regulars that we have a time that we meet every week. Zebra English, I do Friday nights. I used to do Friday and Saturday nights, and then I decided I needed one night off. So I do Zebra English on Friday nights. And then Splashlearn I do during the day, because it's US company. So I teach for Splashlearn during the day. Outschool, I haven't done too much lately, because it seemed like as soon as I would book an Outschool class, Splashlearn would ask me for the same time. So I've been more dedicated to Splashlearn than Outschool. But I do Outschool periodically when I can. So I'm still kind of trying to fit Outschool in a little bit more, but I'm plenty busy as of now. So, and then Outschool, I mean, on a side note, I had a couple people reach out to me to tutor them. So I tutor them between VIPkid and Splashlearn in the mornings. So,
wow,
yes.
that's a lot to keep in order.
It
You
is,
have to let us know.
I figure I have set times for each company. So
there you go. You have
they
to let
won't
us know
conflict.
when they approve your Splashlearn videos. I can't wait.
I know, I can't wait either.
So Loretta, what does your schedule look like?
My schedule is pretty easy. So with VIPkid,
Mine too.
yeah, VIPkid in the mornings. Now I've opened up some nights as well, right? Because it's in the summertime, so they can book very early in the mornings. I used to start teaching like at 4:30 Eastern time, but since I've added Outschool, I've only been doing 5:30 or 6 o'clock Eastern time for VIPkid all the way till 9 o'clock. I don't even open up my 9 o'clock, 9:30 slots. I rarely get trials to begin with. So I'm like, nope, not going to do that. That way I know I can have breakfast at the same time. And then for Outschool, so when I first started in May with Outschool, I was trying to figure out what are the times that are best. So I did like, late mornings, early afternoons, in the late afternoons, as well as evenings. And I find that when I can hit the East Coast and the West Coast students in the US, I get more full classes, right? And so for my Outschool classes, I actually start like 12 o'clock, 12:30, and then I'll go to about maybe 4:30, 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock is the latest. And then on some days, I actually have it opened later, like about 7 o'clock, 7:30, because I've got students that I'm tutoring that are in New Zealand and Australia. And so I got to take that time difference into account. So like it's morning over there, like or almost mid-afternoon. So that's my time. It's really, it might change in the fall because I've got to go back into my full-time job.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And you teach a lot with VIPkid.
I do. Yes, I do. Yes. So.
Yeah, I was teaching like 220 classes a month, but I find like I keep cutting back a little bit here and there as I'm, before when I wasn't doing YouTube. And I know it sounds funny, but YouTube takes a lot of my time.
I agree. Kasey, I used to also teach about 220 to 250 classes per month, right? But then I was also doing overnight hours. And that was very taxing on my body. Like I had to stop doing that because I was getting ill. And so cutting back now, I think this month might be maybe up to maybe 150 only.
Yeah.
I
don't know what I'm at. I'll have to look. Mindy, that's a great suggestion. I'm going to write it down on my notebook. I just pulled it out. Oh, Deborah, I think that would be great. Kasey, how does your weekly schedule look? Oh, thanks. I usually start at 4:30 or 5 and teach until 8 o'clock. And then Friday and Saturdays, I book 5 classes on each night. And I started opening Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday evenings, just 2 or 3, just after dinner. My husband works on the computer for a couple hours. And so I come in here and teach for an hour, 2. And that's about it.
Are you pretty well booked, Kasey?
What's that?
Are you pretty well booked?
I am. Pretty much everything I've been opening, and I think it's all Starlights. It is like 90% Starlight and supplementaries lately.
Wow.
June and July, the beginning of July, I had a lot of major courses, but now it's tons of Starlight. And Starlights book 6 classes at a time. Wow. So they book 2 and then in sets of 4. So pretty much all my Fridays and Saturdays are like Starlight. And I kind of like the new Starlight level 0. I used to complain about Starlight, like the kids are a little older and they're not sure, but now level 0 is letter sounds and blending. And that's kind of where my, I love it. I had a 13-year-old today doing it. So that was a little bit odd, but he needed it and it worked. So,
good.
Yeah.
Is it very interactive, the Starlight 0?
It did have some more interaction than some of the other ones, but you know what? I haven't had a problem with the Wi-Fi and everything like some of those other ones.
Yeah, because level 1 interactive is terrible.
But the Starlights, I haven't had that trouble. So maybe it's a different, this is more like click the hand type things and they move. It's not a whole lot of, music and stuff like that. So maybe that's the difference there. I don't know, but I've been enjoying the Starlight. So I'm really excited about that because I used to be like,
I love the Starlight.
Another Starlight.
For those of you that don't know, while she's reading, Starlight is by the Oxford University. They developed the curriculum, and so it's different than most of the VIPkid curriculum, but it's very well thought out and planned, and is an excellent tool for teaching English to ESL kids. Actually, really anybody could benefit, but but it's pretty neat.
You have a Splashlearn question in here.
Oh,
Splashlearn, does the company give you the curriculum? I'm good at basic math, but I do the math old school. I have to say I like the new way to it too, except the box method.
The box method. I don't know what that is. But yes, Splashlearn gives you all the curriculum, but it is not old school. It is Common Core. Mm-hmm. So there's certain strategies and methodologies that they follow. I mean, one example I can give you is like groups, groups of objects. You would do for multiplication, if there were 3 groups of 4 objects inside each group, it would need to be 3 times 4 because you're counting 4 objects 3 times. So we always learned it doesn't matter which order you put your multiplication in, but that's just one example. Like it really needs to follow the system or the method that is used.
Now, are there slides or tips and things to help you remember? Like I haven't done Common Core.
There's teacher tips. Yeah, there's teacher
in a while.
tips. When you prepare for your lesson, there's little teacher tips of different things you can ask or how you, but they're not extensive because they kind of expect you to be teachers already.
Right.
But there's little tips. And the slides really go through from start to finish. So when you do a course, it's not anything that you can't figure out because it's pretty well designed. The curriculum is. So it really starts from the ground level up and works its way up. So yeah, you can figure it out, but being good at math and explaining math to others is a little bit different. But just, yeah. I hope I answered your question.
I think so. Marianne, thanks for coming. She said she can't stay long, but she has a question here. And I know the answer, but is Splashlearn math only?
Splashlearn is math only, but Splashlearn used to be Splash Math. And it started as Splash Math and a math only app. And it changed its name recently to Splashlearn to add some English language arts lessons in their app. As of now, it's only math for the live tutoring, but you never know what the future holds. I haven't heard anything, but I can only assume. I mean, with the success that Splashlearn has had so far, it's only been around since March with the live tutoring, and it's been very needed and wanted. There's students lined up to take classes. So I can only imagine what the future holds, but as of now, it's just math.
Good. I know if anyone ever hears of one for science, my friend Lori L has messaged a few times asking for science. So if anybody has heard of one for science, let me know.
She signed up for math, so
What's that?
She signed up to
she did
to work at Splashlearn. Yeah. So hopefully she loves it, and maybe who knows.
She's awesome.
Yeah. You can teach science at Outschool, but then you have to come up with your own curriculum.
Oh yeah. Wow, Tamara, how many hours a week do you teach? Whew. You teach a lot of classes. You should be able to buy a Porsche soon with all your money.
Woohoo! Yes, maybe a Porsche. No. At Splashlearn, I teach, I've been teaching 25 hours a week, but you need to be available 10 hours.
That's right.
And that doesn't mean you're going to teach all 10 hours that you're available. What they do is they assign you batches, and a batch is a set of lessons within a course. And so when they assign you a batch, you can either say, yes, I'll teach it, or I'll decline it. There's no consequences or rewards or whatever either way, but they give you this opportunity to teach a batch, and you can either say yes or no. But I have problems saying no, so
Right, me
yes.
too.
So yeah, for Splashlearn I teach about 25 hours a week. With VIPkid I teach about I don't know, 15, 20 hours a week. So yeah.
And the amount of time she puts on Facebook and towards helping people get started with Splashlearn is probably double that. So
I'm
keep
trying.
it working.
It's so new, and people have so many questions, but yes, I know how it is to start at a new company. So I'm really trying to help every step of the way,
Good. Loretta, what is your favorite level or unit to teach at VIPkid?
Oh, that's a good question. I actually love level 6 and level 7.
Really? I haven't taught any
Oh
7.
my gosh, I love it. Maybe I love it because the students that I've gotten for level 6 and level 7 are great to work with, and time just flies by, But if I had to pick like and I also love the knowledge up supplementary classes.
Really? I haven't taught those yet.
Yeah, so they have the opera, whatever, OAP, right? Opera and play, and then after that they have HPE, which is like health physical education. I always learn a lot of stuff when I do the HPE lessons.
Yes, I like that one. Oh, so I guess I have the knowledge up.
Well, you probably have knowledge up. Yeah, so it's kind of like a level 7 because it's a 58-minute class, right? Or with 10-minute break in between. But if I had to pick like the lower ones, I think my favorite would have to be level 3.
Really? That's so subjective on here. That level 3.
I know.
You either love it or hate it.
Yeah. Well, they've kind of amended some of the slides, right? With because the old level 3 was like, oh my gosh, it was horrendous.
I think it was long and drawn out in some areas,
Yeah.
And I think they've done a good job.
It's getting better. It's getting better.
Yeah. So what about level 1? Not your favorite?
I actually love level 1, but I don't get many of the. If it was still the old level 1, yes, I love it. I do not like the new level 1 interactive ones. I mean, I think it's I understand the developmentally, like it's really good because it's repetitive and whatnot. But if they could get their act together and make sure the platform works when it's supposed to, like it was really embarrassing yesterday. Like 5 slides did not work, and it was 5 important slides, and like mom was like, he's showing you this, but you're not seeing it. I'm like, yeah, that's like, I can't do anything about that, And yeah, I mean, I sent in a ticket to let VIPkid know, like, please fix this.
Right.
Like, do something about it. Yeah. But
and the good thing is they usually try to work and fix it. I had to turn in a slide yesterday in the new grammar course.
Oh.
The word was different on 2 slides. I had to go look it up in my English books to make sure. I was like, I want to make sure I have this right.
Yeah. I do love little kids. But I think the content curriculum also and whether it works or not makes a big difference in whether you enjoy teaching it.
Okay. Now, are you a brick and mortar teacher also, or you mentioned full-time jobs starting in the fall? So
right. So I used to be a brick and mortar teacher. I taught first grade for a very long time. I actually am a university lecturer right now. So I say fall because in first week of September we start our semester, right? Fall semester. So that's my job. Like I teach in a university here in Maryland.
Oh wow!
Yeah, in the School of Education. So I teach basically reading courses that are in the undergraduate as well as the graduate level. So the graduate level is for those who are working in towards their masters for reading specialists, and then undergraduate, obviously, those pre-service teachers as well as sophomores who are taking reading courses so that they can be teachers.
Oh, okay. Wow. Kasie, I think I know the answer to this. What is your absolute favorite lesson that you've taught on Outschool?
What do you think first?
I think it's going to be crikey.
Yes, it is. Crikey. So I teach about Steve Irwin in like wildlife conservation. And that's really one of my favorites. And I mean, every time I get to teach it, it's just amazing. And actually it was cool because yesterday I got to teach a student and she actually had like this trifold board behind her and it said Steve Irwin and it had all these like pictures and like writing. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. And I was like, what's for? And she said, well, I had to do it for school. I had to do a project about somebody, and I chose Steve Irwin, and it was just like so cool. I was like, oh my God, this is perfect. Can you come to all of my classes? So like, yeah, it was cool. I had her like sharing little facts or like little things on her board sometimes, and like she was so excited to share about it. And I mean, every time it's so cool. I had like a kid that he actually teaches and like educates others about shark conservation, and he like goes to the aquarium, and he has like this little PowerPoint that he's created, and I don't know, so it's so cool. It's really neat, and I get to talk to all these kids, and they're like, I want to grow up and I want to have my own wildlife hospital and like help these animals, and it's really cool. It's amazing. So that's my favorite for sure. And Steve Irwin is the best. Like
he is. I loved watching that show and learning all about the animals, and I still watch and follow that family too. They're just amazing. You learn so much. I know Loretta knows, but my daughter works at a vet clinic, and her gift is animals. She loves animals. And she sent me a picture of a snake that was not a patient, and it was over 6 feet long. I'll have to show you guys. Like, it was huge, and it was not a patient.
Was it outside or like?
Yeah,
like,
I'll have to send you the picture. It was outside along the wall and the door where you.
Oh my gosh!
I'll send it to you guys after this. It's crazy.
Yes.
So, and Tamara, how about you for Splashlearn? Do you have a favorite level or lesson?
It's hard because it's all math. I love math. I think it's more the students. If you have that student that just struggles a little bit and you could shed some light and they really get that aha moment, that's my favorite, because it happens a lot more than you think. And it's so exciting to watch how, they went from really struggling in math to now they feel like they understand it. And half of the battle with math is confidence, and just realizing that, yes, you can do it. It does make sense,
And not being afraid to make mistakes.
That's right. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Don't be afraid to answer. But that's why the Splashlearn curriculum is so nice, because they really start you from the beginning, and then you work your way up in whatever the subject is that you're learning or reviewing. And a lot of the kids that just struggle, a little bit, even some that struggle a lot, but you can bring them up and you can teach them. And it's so neat to see.
I guess that would be the great thing of having a batch. You can follow those babies through that whole, like it would be the whole.
Yeah. I mean, like Friday, I just ended a 40-day batch. And we were all crying. We were so upset that it was over. I don't know. It was cute. And they're like, we don't want it to end. Don't leave. Like, I'm going to cut. But it was, like sign-ups for more. It would be fun, But it's neat to see. That is one difference, though. Like, I see them for 40 days, but it's like Monday through Friday, and I love it. But it is only 40 days, VIPkid. One of the main reasons I stay there is because I've had these kids since I started at VIPkid, and you watch them grow and mature, and their English get better and everything, and so it's kind of neat that to see the difference. But
so Giselle says, I haven't taught students math, but adults how to do math. Can you get a choice of who you can teach? Example, the littles for adding, multiplication. I wouldn't want to teach algebra. I know the answer because I've been to lots of things with Tamara, but
yay!
K through 5, they're all babies.
Yeah, it's just K through 5. They don't ask you your preference, but again, you have the option to say yes, you'll teach the batch, or no, you won't teach the batch. So if you really aren't like a kindergarten person, or you're really not a 5th grade math person, you can choose to decline it. But just know, to teach or to tutor for Splashlearn, you really need to be comfortable with K5, all the levels of math. Yeah. And that's one way, like that's, I've always been very good with math. I love math. I do. But when my son, who's 15, started kindergarten, like I couldn't even help him with his math. I was like, what in the world is a 10 frame? I don't get it. So I had to go and talk to his teacher. I'm like, I don't think I'm I feel like I'm capable of kindergarten math, but I just really don't know this 10 frame stuff.
Right.
And so she's like, okay, first of all, calm down.
Well, it was different for teachers too when they handed us these things. Like I knew how to teach it one way, and then it was like I had to learn a whole new way and why, and
Right. And there's a why to the whole methodology, but it took me going back to school to really understand Common Core math a little bit more because it is different.
Jason said he's never been given a starlight. I'm trying to show one good reason, and Jason, I think he's already certified in starlight, but I wanted to show. Can you guys? You can't. Those are my next upcoming classes, and there is only one MC class. Oh, two. I took a picture this morning because I'm like, no way. I don't know where all my regular babies went, guys. I think all the starlights picking 6 classes at a time. So.
Some LP likes you. The lead teacher, they're like, give it to Kasey. She's good at this.
My advice would be if you get one starlight, write to the LP. Just tell them, hey, this was a great class. I'd love to teach a starlight again.
Yeah, it works.
Kasey, when you get those starlight classes, right? And they go like 2 weeks and then 4 weeks in a row or whatever, however they do it. Do you get cancellations at all?
I have before. Yeah. I have quite a bit, really. It's usually before that first class that they cancel.
Okay.
So I don't really know how that works. I'm thinking it's because they already have a regular teacher, and it takes time for them to be able to switch them. But usually once they start, I keep them unless they just don't like me. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, and then the tough part is when they are booking for those 4 classes, if you have to decline because of one, you lose that whole 4.
Right.
And even though you tell them which date you couldn't do it, I've never had that person rebook. Yeah. And then usually they'll cancel the first 2. So they book 2 and then a set of 4. So over 4th of July weekend, I had probably 30 something bookings that I had to deny, but most of them were for the same slot. So I guess if somebody would have booked that slot, it would have been gone anyway. So yeah, so that was kind of.
So I asked because how the 4 week in a row booking that kind of rolled out for like regular teachers who are not teaching starlight. The first week I accepted like a whole bunch of them, but then after that, I don't know, a couple of days later they started canceling, and I'm like, this messed me up. All these spots could have been like used during Frenzy, and somebody else could have booked for it. So now I don't even accept any of those 4 week bookings unless it's a student that I really, really know, and I have like mom. She always leaves feedback and she's very responsive. Unless I have that kind of a student, or else I'm like, nope, I'm not accepting it.
Right. See, I can't say no unless I have like my reason.
Yeah, my reason is I don't want them to cancel and then use up my spot for like other kids who could have.
And I agree with you. I just wouldn't be able to do it, I don't think. Even the ones that message me for 3 a.m, I'm like, oh man, okay.
Did you say okay to that? Oh my gosh!
Oh,
I used to be that way, Kasey.
You used to be.
And then my health talked to me and said, you know what? You better get that sleep, lady.
Yeah. I've been getting better as I get older too. Before it was bad. Like I had no time for anything. I see Leah's picture.
Kasey, are those real bookcases behind you?
What's that?
Kasey, are those real bookcases?
Yeah. So usually I have the backdrops from Amazon, but right now I had family here, so I had to teach in the garage, and my dad, he does book stuff on Amazon, so these are all real books.
So are you in the library? Because I see a whole bunch of economics book.
I know the same.
Yeah, there's real estate and all kinds of books. Yeah, so it pretty much is like a library. Yeah.
I love it.
So Kasey, there's a question for you. How are you doing in Colorado?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Colorado is so nice. It's great getting to see family and be around everybody, and safely, of course.
Yeah. Stephanie said she loves teaching math. She's a math science teacher in her B&M class. Math is my favorite to teach, and Common Core shows the students why we do things.
Yes.
Yay,
Join
Stephanie,
us.
check out
We want to
Splashlearn.
have you.
Helps with number sense. Good. I'm gonna look for, if you have any other questions, please put them in caps because I feel bad reading everything. Let's see. So where are your students from? Like, I guess the big part is your time zone for teaching too. So Tamara, you want to take that one?
Sure. I'm on the East Coast, and we teach 10:30 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. and all the students are in the United States with Splashlearn. On the app, they're from various countries. They're not just from the United States, but on the platform, I've only taught U.S. students. Now, I did notice in one of the groups, or in the group, once you become a tutor, there's also a Facebook group, and someone said that they've had international students, but I have yet to have it. So because the curriculum is U.S. Common Core curriculum, it's not something that's widespread, really, that most of the students will be in the U.S.
Oh, good. I didn't even see that question was in the chat. I'm not even that far down yet.
I didn't see that either.
And Kasey, Outschool?
So with Outschool, it kind of varies. I mean, I know they have different different times that are good. So I think as things change, like with the school year coming up, I think they're gonna have like newer hours that are like different. So I mean, you could technically teach any hour of the day because you get students from different areas of the world. I've taught students from like Argentina and students in the UK, and so it just kind of varies. Like typically my hours are like 10 or 11 and I'm in Mountain Central. So I know that's like 2 hours behind Eastern time. And I get like a pretty decent amount of students, but yeah, it just kind of varies a little bit.
Good. And Loretta, VIPkid.
Well, most of my students live in China. So,
Right.
but I've had Chinese students who actually live in New Zealand. I've had one New Zealand, one Japan, one in Spain. Spain, and she speaks like 5 languages. But most of them are, well, all of my students are Chinese students. They might live somewhere else, but most of them live in China.
My first student was from Mongolia.
It's awesome.
That was my first one with VIPkid. So, but for someone that doesn't know VIPkid, can you tell them the hours? You know, we're in Beijing time.
So Beijing time is right now is exactly 12 hours ahead of US Eastern time, right? So the peak hours are 6 o'clock Beijing time in the evening, which is 6 o'clock in the morning US Eastern time, up till 9 o'clock in the morning for weekdays. But on the weekends, and I'm going to talk about the summer thing as well. On the weekends, you can start teaching Friday night US time. Like, what is it, 9 o'clock, Kasey, or is it 9:30?
For Eastern time, it's 8:30.
8:30. Yes, right. 8:30 Eastern time up till the next morning, 9 o'clock in the morning US Eastern time on Saturday. Now, those are like when they are in school. But now that it's summer, you basically can open up 8:30 US Eastern time in the evening, right, at night. Open it up all night if you want, because kids are taking classes. They're taking a lot of supplementary classes, but they still have it on our platform, right? On the portal, when we open up classes, the peak time is still 6 o'clock in the morning US Eastern time till 9 o'clock US Eastern time, which is Beijing 6 p.m. up till Beijing 9 p.m. So there's a hard stop for regular major courses at 9 p.m. Beijing time because of government regulations. But you can apparently get trials between 9 to 9:30 and 9:30 to 10 o'clock or whatever. I have never gotten any classes between the 9 to 10 o'clock slot. So I don't open it anymore. I'm just like, no, I'm going to have breakfast at that time. You close them and you still get them?
I close them now because I'm scared I'll forget that I opened them and I'll get a teacher no-show because one of my friends had done that. was used to opening them up and never getting booked. And
Right.
then one time one booked and she didn't notice. So I
Yeah.
don't open them
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah. We just don't take the risk of opening them and forgetting them.
Right,
It's like
right.
I just open till like 9 o'clock and that's it. Like I'm like, nope, it's okay. I don't even get trials. I've only gotten 2 trials. Do you get a lot of trials, Kasey?
Oh, I used to live off trials, and now pretty much I'll get 1 a day.
Oh,
If I
wow.
open up short notice, if I have a couple of slots.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I've
So-
only gotten 2 trials and they were both between February and March, and that's it.
Oh, see, I started in August and September. I did overnights and had trials just all day, every day. But now I get Starlight trials.
Right.
Uh,
Right.
Yeah.
I miss my
Are
jungle.
they the same like the major course trials?
The
Similar, like,
trials for Starlight.
yeah, time wise. Is it the
Oh, yeah, 30
you
minutes.
can finish between 20 and 25 minutes.
Oh.
At 22 minutes, sometimes they cut you off and say, thank you for doing a great job. And the sales team is in there. So I know
Okay.
now to be prepared at 22 minutes.
wow?
Because they don't tell you, you have no time to say goodbye. It's just, you
Right.
did a
So
great
you
job.
need
It
to do
pops
your
up.
closure.
I'm like, what did I do wrong? I sent them the tickets the first time. And they're like, no, great job. We're going to try to sell it now, basically, is what I was told.
Right,
But-
right. Was it you who shared the video of like, hey, this is what the sales team, I can't remember, somebody shared it recently, but like, this is what the sales team does, after I leave the classroom. Like somebody
not-
shared it in one of our Facebook groups.
It's
Was
pretty
it Danny?
interesting.
I can't remember
Well, she's
who,
not-
but like, it was interesting to see how they were talking. Like,
Yeah, she said she went back and opened it back up
Yeah.
to see. Yeah, I didn't check that out. Yeah. So, hey guys, Candy, thanks for coming. So, Mindy, how do you guys see how many thumbs up? Every day I do this, and on my screen it shows 12 people in the live chat, 12 watching now, and it shows 4 thumbs up.
I see 9 thumbs up.
Mine doesn't change. What's that?
I see 9 of them, 9 thumbs up.
Oh.
Mine is
Don't you
never
have to
changed.
like click on play and watch it live? Like mine's paused so I can see the chat but not hear it.
Yeah, I don't know, but I've done over 175 videos of this, and I've never seen the thumbs up move. But
Huh.
thanks, Mindy, for mentioning it. I wish I knew how to see it. Let's see. Yes, Tamara. Okay, if I'm missing anything, guys, let me know. I see something in caps. I did something for the first time and hopefully the last time this week. I asked VIPkid to stop booking me with a student. His behavior is awful and I dread teaching him. Has anyone else done this?
I've done it.
Have you really?
Yes, I've done it. And they actually stop, which is good. Sometimes
Wow.
I've done it one time as well. Actually, I can speak a little bit of Mandarin, so I've actually spoken to the parent and said he's not a good fit for me. Like, and he and I are both not a good fit. Like, you should probably try other teachers. Like,
Yeah.
might be better for him. Like, and then because he's always like trying to antagonize the whole lesson. It's just like me, and I'm like, no, it's not working out, and it's frustrating. That 25 minutes should go by really quickly. But
Yeah.
when you have a student that's not cooperative and just wants to whatever, it's just like, okay, you probably would do better with a different teacher.
Yeah.
Unless you just don't want to learn at all, then that's a different story. But
Right. Yeah, I understand. I have one tough one, and Dad made me feel better because they know it's him.
oh,
Dad came on the other day and he's like, he is so naughty. So it made me feel like, okay, it's not just me, and if I have something to say, I can talk to these parents. So
right.
yeah.
That's
How about
good.
you guys? Tamara, Kasey?
With VIPkid, I haven't, but I did have a student who just watched TV. Or I don't know what he was doing, to be honest. He was not listening to me. Every so often he'd repeat something I said, but then he was not listening. So every time in feedback, I'd say, this is your money you're spending, and I feel like it's a waste. I'll keep doing it. I don't mind, but just FYI, like this kid is not following the lesson at all. And he ended up, I'm sure he left VIPkid. I don't know. I felt bad for him because he was older and very, very basic English. So most of the kids his age were much more advanced. But
Oh, yeah.
like, I can't, I mean, it's up to you if you want to keep spending money on this. But
Yeah.
I'm just letting you know.
Did they
so-
stay?
Huh?
Did they stay?
No, I haven't seen him in a long time.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know whatever happened to him, to be honest. But I would imagine they stopped VIPkid. Because most of the lessons are geared, especially level 2, that's what he was in. Most of them are geared for the younger age group.
Yeah.
And he was, I forget what he was like 10 or something. And he just, like, his voice was changing, and he was just way too old for this little stuff. And I think he was embarrassed, to be honest. So I felt bad for him, but I'm like, you know, I can help you, but if you don't want to do it, then, you know, I'm not going to, you know, I'm not going to make too much effort because this is only 25 minutes. But
And you heard that they're putting some of them back, right? Some of the older kids are coming back to the lower levels.
Oh,
or
really?
Maybe not coming back, but starting back.
Okay, I haven't heard
kind of
that, but
coming in.
I feel kind of bad. I wish they had like a level 2
Older
curriculum geared for a little bit older kids, you know.
Maybe it could be all
my kids, when they were 12, they did Trilingo Bus, and it was sort of the same. Like, they were like, this is kind of dumb, but I don't know.
Babyish.
You know, babyish, yes. And I know it's a great place to start, but when you're 12 already, it's a little bit too much, I guess.
Good. Kasey, how about you?
With VIPkid, I get some students, one specifically that stands out is, well, I haven't had her for a long time either, so she might not be with VIPkid anymore, but she would always be like on her phone, or she'd be like looking off the screen, or just she'd be doing something different. And I'd be like, hey, like, you know, we're here right now, so let's get back into the lesson. And I'd like try to get her in, reel her in, and like do different things like puppets or use whatever. I mean, she was 12. I didn't want to be like treat her like a 5-year-old, but I mean, you know, I tried to like get her back in the lesson, and she like wouldn't have it. And all the other teachers, their comments were like, I don't know, she's definitely not wanting to be here. So like, I don't know, they, you know, other teachers, they try all these things, and she would mock the teachers too. Like, she would mock me sometimes and just be like, meh, 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 meh. And I was like, okay, I don't know like what we're doing here, but all right. So
I've had one, I've never said anything about them, but I have one that, not my naughty boy, but one girl that's kind of like that. She mocks me and just rolls her eyes at me.
Yeah.
And so when I see her name, I'm like, ooh. But then I talked about it in feedback once, and I didn't see her for a while, and she came back, and then she was like this big girl now. You know, she grew up in the last like 6 months, and I didn't see her. I'm like, oh.
Wow.
You know what? The fact that they rebook you means they like you. You know, I have this one boy, and for a long time, he's like, I don't like you. I don't like you, you know. And then they stopped booking me for a while. I was like, okay. And then he came back, and he's like,
missed you.
I love you, teacher.
The grass is always greener, dude.
I knew it all along.
So you know how we can come onto into the classroom, and like they don't see us, right, for like the 3 minutes or whatever. And sometimes they can't see us, sometimes they can't. So like the boy was talking to his father like in Mandarin, and I understand it, and he's just like, I don't like this teacher, right? So I'm like, I'm going into the class knowing exactly this guy does not like me, but I'm like, okay. And then I actually wrote in the feedback, I said, I overheard this, and I said, it's okay, like go find a different teacher, you know. But like the parent kept on booking me, and now the kid loves me. But this is like 5 months ago. And I'm like, okay, well, this kid's probably just basing it on maybe my picture or the video I have or whatever. But yeah, so he's now one of my regulars, and like he takes classes for like 3-4 times a week.
Yeah.
But I did ask him to go find a different teacher on the first lesson.
My first student to hit over 100 classes with me, she every time she takes a class with another teacher, I get like naughty teacher to teacher feedback, and it cracks me up because I know that she gets mad sometimes when she sees me because I'm strict. I get her to do things, but I think that's why the parents keep booking me. So I kind of giggle because she's just kind of like, I don't know, she's a little 6-year-old diva. You know?
A little sassy.
I love it.
Yeah, I love it. They're like, she drew all over the screen, and I'm like, what? Doesn't do that. What a stinker. Mindy said,
that's the thing with VIPkid, like, be on your A game. I know there was some complaints previously. It's been a while, but they were giving incentives for families to book with new teachers at one point to try to get their bookings up. And the families almost always came back, you know, because they want someone who can teach their child, you know, and they realize even with a discount, it's better to go with someone familiar and someone that knows how your child, you know, and
Right.
even if they're a stinker, like they're gonna, you know, they're gonna,
I love those.
they
little
want
stickers.
that. They want that relationship too. So, you know.
Jason
It's
talked about
nice.
that patient tag earlier. If you're tagged with patient, I hear that's how you get the little stinkers.
Yeah, my tag is patient, and I have a lot of stinkers, but
Yeah.
you're so cute. I love, bring on the stinkers.
I know, I love it. Well, it's an easy way to differentiate them.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't see any more caps, and I'll take a look in just a second. What else are we missing, guys? Where your students are from? Class sizes. So Loretta, that's the easy one. Well,
One-on-one, so
One-on-one.
easy. Curriculum is right there, ready. So I know you just asked for class size, but I'm like, one-on-one curriculum is right there. I don't really prep beforehand. I do all Google slide stuff. So it's like, and all the stuff is like, it's a repetitive, you know, like once you teach a couple, like, you know, like it's the same kind of thing. So yeah, one-on-one, easy. So that's why I don't mind waking up so early, right? It's like, okay, I'm just gonna
25 minutes, yeah.
and smile and talk and just interact, and it goes by really quickly though if you have like a good class. But when you have one of those tough classes where it just drags on, 25 minutes becomes like 2 hours.
Yeah. I felt bad today. One dragged on because her Wi-Fi was so bad, but I think she's a terrific student. It was the first time ever teaching the space and science class. My first time with Mars. I was so excited because I love space, I love dinosaurs, I love science, so I was all excited. We couldn't.
Wi-Fi, you couldn't finish it because of the Wi-Fi issue.
We finished all the slides, but it wasn't like I would normally want to teach it, you know.
Right.
So Kasey,
that's
what
a
about
shame.
Outschool?
So with Outschool, it could be anywhere from 1 to 18. So, I mean, it says up to 12 for ages 12 and above, up to 12 learners, but I think maybe 18 could be for the flex classes. So those are like the recorded ones.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm feeling like that would be for. But yeah, I think I had 10 students in one class, and I mean, it's cool. Sometimes it's a little hard to be like, okay, did everybody get a chance to talk? But I mean, it's still nice though to get to interact and have everybody interacting with each other.
Good. Tamara?
They have the option to go up to 10 students, but normally you'll see 5 or less. And I think I saw 7 once a while ago, but they have found that 5 is like 5 or fewer students is kind of the magic number. So you might get one-on-one classes, and you might get, I have a lot of 2 and 3 students in my class. So
Once a batch
pretty
starts,
small.
oops, sorry. Once a batch starts, that's how many you have all the time, right?
Yeah, yes. They don't add students mid-batch because then you missed out on the first lessons. So once you start, now they can add students up until the start date. So when they ask you if you want to do this batch, they'll tell you how many students are enrolled at that time. But that could change, that could grow, and it could actually shrink as well. And another thing about Splashlearn is the first lesson is a trial lesson. So just to make sure that they like the course and the teacher and everything. So you got to be on your A game that first lesson, especially. And then you know, it could change after that too.
Good. Let's see. Guys, if you have any other questions, make sure you put them in the chat, because I know we've given a lot of this information on other videos. So I want to make sure we stay, you know, pretty much to the facts and not missing anything.
I do want to add just a little something. Someone had mentioned earlier about how they're not sure if they want to get into Outschool because they have to make their own courses and stuff. And at first for me, that was like a little stressful as well. But then I did say, like, people like Leah Sparrow and Stephanie, there's a Stephanie, but they're doing things where you can, like, well, Leah's doing one free. So if someone contacts her, then she'll do like a free course. She'll like create this course for you ultimately, and till October. And then Stephanie, I think she's charging 25 right now, and then it will be 50 per course or lesson that she would create for you. And then also I have something that I created, and it's a course development, like a guide that it kind of helps walk you through a little bit. And I know it's intimidating. I just want to say though that you can teach really about anything that you're passionate about. Like I do Steve Irwin, you can teach about like Greek mythology, or if you like math, you can teach different math, you know, and they'll do like math with Mario, or I don't know, just, you know, just whatever the kids are into and stuff. And I mean, and if you have kids, then that also helps you because it gives you like a leg up on something that you could teach, like just something that your kids like, then you could teach about something like that. So I just wanted to throw that out there, just so it's not like, just not to be so intimidated by it. And if anybody's interested, you can contact me and I can like send you my course development guide. I'd be happy to do that. So yeah.
Right now, is it course development or is it more of like a lesson plan, like a one-time, sorry, Tamara, is it a one-time lesson plan? Is it a course, or how are you making yours?
So for mine is just like a guide. So if they have like an idea of something they want to teach, then I have actually, hold on, I can get in here and do a screen. It's gonna look bad for a second until I get here.
Mine does that too.
Okay. Yeah, so here you can see it's 8 pages. So there's the course development, and I have like, it just kind of walks you through it a little bit. Sorry, I know Jason's here. Sorry, it's girly, but
Are donuts girly?
No, there's pink. I don't know. No, donuts aren't girly. But yeah, it just kind of walks you through like actually creating the lesson plan. And then as mentioned, like Leah and Stephanie, they're creating the actual lesson. So there are different options out there for sure.
Yeah. Great.
Can I say something too really quick about
Tamara.
that? When you submit to Outschool to get approved, you're not actually submitting your lesson plan. You're submitting what you're selling to the families to book your course or your class. So you don't actually, I mean, like I know I did this full lesson plan and submitted it and everything, but they're obviously more concerned with what they're going to market and what they're putting on their website. They don't actually care about your lesson plans. So then after that, I submitted a few other course descriptions is what they call them. And one of them actually never got booked. So I never actually did the lesson plan because I had an idea in my head of what I'm going to do, but I didn't actually want to do all the work to actually do the lesson plan until the class was booked. So just an idea, if you have something in your mind and you want to just see how it'll work, then you can do the description, which is a whole lot easier than the actual lesson planning. And then submit that and see what they come back with. And then yeah, once the class is booked, then you can really narrow down what you're going to do.
Yeah, it's a course listing versus lesson plan as we know it, right?
And they don't care about your plan, like your material. They don't care about all of that. I mean, they care about the materials, I guess, because families need the materials. But they do care about what you're going to put out there on the Outschool website. Just FYI. And it is a whole lot easier to do a course description list or listing than, I mean, to me, I don't know. Yeah. I don't do a lot of lesson plans, but but the ones I do, I try to do pretty detailed. So so I wait until the course is booked before I finish that lesson plan. And I mean, obviously have the ideas in your mind and make sure your description goes along with what's in your mind and what you're actually going to do. But, you know, they don't want it to completely change, but yeah.
Right. Mindy said once you have a class out there, you can do it multiple times too. So,
yeah.
I know she's done her princess ones with her daughter. So cute. They get to meet an actual princess. Love it. Candy said, I would love to sell class PowerPoints and outline on U.S. history and political science.
Good.
Tell her she can go to Jillian's new website, the koala, whatever.
Yes.
Yes, she can. Yeah, I don't remember what the website is. Koala something.
Yes. Jillian, I don't see her in here. Jillian's so sweet. She's been messaging me. Hey, look, I'm watching another video for you. So yeah, we should shout that out. That's great, Loretta. Jillian is opening. She's opened a store. She's already has an author in there. So you'd have to find out yourself what you can use and things. But when Jillian started with Outschool, she was really worried about like all that copyright and everything. So she's trying to make a store to help other teachers out. So yeah, I know she's been working tirelessly on that. So Mindy, I think that's back to you, right? So great. Well, that's all I have. I know there's lots we could have talked about. I don't even think we talked pay scale so much, but should we hit that really quick, or you think they should watch some of the other videos?
We can do it really quick. That seems to be
Okay.
the number one question. How much
As
do
long
we
as
get
you guys
paid?
don't mind. 'cause this
I
is
have a
now-
question for you, Tamara, about the pay scale, because somebody couldn't attend this and she's like, can you ask Tamara how much they
Oh,
pay on Splashlearn? There, I'm asking you.
Yes. So you'll make roughly $20 an hour starting at Splashlearn. They do about $14 base pay, and then you get $1 for being on time, sort of similar to ESL companies. And then once you finish your batch, however long your batch lasts, then you'll receive $5 per class that you teach at the end of the batch. So if you teach 40 classes in your batch, it's not till after the 40 classes are finished that you'll receive the $200 for completing that batch. And then if you receive good parent feedback, you'll make $1 extra. So you could make $21. It's actually between 45 minutes and an hour, so it's not $20 per hour. It's really kind of between 45 minutes and an hour. It's pretty good, and and potential for raises as well. They haven't really come out because it's so new, so they haven't really come out with the raise criteria. But I doubt, knowing this company, I doubt it's going to be anything unachievable. So.
Oh, thank you, Kasey.
Yeah.
Kasey added the link to Jillian's store.
Yes, koala teachers. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I knew it was like koala something. You just can't remember what it was.
It's cute. It's a
It was
cute
so
looking site.
cute because at my last school we were the koalas, and I have a shirt that says "Quality Teacher." And it's got
no punny.
yes, they're so cute.
That's
Our
so funny.
principals, we had 3 at our school. We had over like 1,000 kids, pre-K through 2nd grade, and our principals would dress up like koalas and everything.
Oh.
We had 15 kindergarten classrooms, 16 1st grade. Yeah.
Wait,
it was
what?
Big school,
Sounds-
my last school. Pre-K.
Did you say
through
15 kindergarten classrooms?
You're in Florida, right? That was where my
No,
kids
I
went
was
as
in
well.
Germany. In
Yeah.
Germany.
Oh,
okay.
Germany.
On base.
Oh, you're on base.
Wow, I'm
you're on base.
surprised.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot though.
Well, to keep the numbers lower. We had 20 students in a class. We didn't go 25,
Right.
28.
Right.
So
But there were like a lot of little kids.
lots of babies. I think that's why I'm always like, give me the
Mm.
babies. So let's see. Hey, everyone. Oh, thanks, Mindy. That embarrassed me. All right. Well, that's all. Do you guys have any last minute things you want to shout out? Shout out your channels. Shout out your company.
I know with both all 3 of us, we're not given your information when you sign up under our links. So please read, all 4 of us. Sorry,
It's like-
Kasey,
I'm
you're
like,
just the
wait.
hostess with the mostest. No. But anyway, yes. So we're not actually given how to
Email.
contact you. So please sign up if you're interested, or if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to us, because we do really want to help you. It's just hard because we'll see a name and then it's like, how am I going to reach out to them? But we do want to help you every step of the way. So please don't hesitate to reach out to us. Definitely.
I think I have emails below. If anyone sees anything I'm missing, let me know. I even have Teacher Kasey's TikTok on here.
That's awesome.
So cool.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes,
I
and
went-
congratulations, Kasey, for 1,000 subscribers.
Thank you.
Yay.
So exciting. Yes.
And you
I
only
love
need
it.
like like maybe like less than 100 hours left, or maybe even less than that.
What's
How many
that?
more hours? How many more hours do you need?
Oh, 300.
300. Okay, well, we all can chip in and do that. It's like it's so easy to like turn it on.
Oh, thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys rock. Let's see. Oh, thanks, Mindy. Thank you, everybody, so much. Let's see. Kasey, Loretta, did you have anything you wanted to say?
So I don't know whether my website is on yesterday it wasn't, so maybe it is already now. It's teachandreach.com. If you want to contact me, that's teach, letter N, reach.com. If you want to contact me, if you are interested in, signing up for VIPkid, all the information is on there, or Outschool is also on there. But just click on it and then send me an email.
Okay. I'm going to add it either right now or right when we end. I'm going to have it ready.
That's fine. You don't have to do it right now.
You sent it to me last night too. All right. So I will work on that as soon as this ends, guys. If you want Loretta's, what is it? Website. It'll be on there. So just give me a couple minutes.
And the math, if you can explain math, please reach out to me as well, because it's nice to teach during the day with all curriculum provided. A new company, a startup, it's very different than any other company I've worked for or taught for. It's been really wonderful. If you're concerned about the 10 hours, they have encouraged everyone to book their pre-discussion. The pre-discussion is basically that they ask you your experience, and then you can ask them any questions. So they said, please have applicants reach out to us if that's the only thing stopping them. So maybe we can discuss some way around the whatever it is that's stopping them. So please book your pre-discussion so you can ask them, I'm really concerned about the 10 hours. What do I do? And maybe they can offer insight. They didn't really tell me what they were going to offer or what insight they were going to give, but they said, if that's the only thing stopping you, then reach out to them and let them know. So, yes.
Great. Loretta, did I give you it? You did. I did. Okay. I was in the middle. I'm putting Loretta's information in there right now because I just remembered that sometimes the video takes forever to process lately.
Oh,
for these
yes.
live videos.
Yes, like
So
mine.
What's that?
Like mine took like a whole day.
Yeah, they do.
It took a whole day. It took a whole day.
So I'm not sure if it'll show up in there right now.
It's okay.
Hopefully it'll show up really soon.
I have one more thing to add. I'm sorry. I just have so
Please.
many things to add.
Do that while I'm trying to get this information in.
While she's getting information out, a lot of people have asked for a mock class on a video. As of now, I think I'm the only one with any sort of videos out there, and it's only because of interviews. But they don't really they want authentic teachers. They want to see your teaching style. They want to see how you're going to explain the ideas. So obviously I will definitely help you and give you ideas, but you're not going to find any Splashlearn demo videos because the company really doesn't want to hire mimics or puppets in a way, and I know from a lot of my friends that were bye Kasey, a lot of my friends that were mock class mentors or that are mock class mentors at VIPkid, that is kind of one of their complaints, I guess, is they can see the exact demo from YouTube in this potential applicant. So I it's good that they don't really want that, but you're not going to really find a lesson, or you shouldn't find a lesson on YouTube from Splashlearn because of that.
Can I ask you one?
Both ways. Sorry, Loretta. Because if someone is copying another teacher, they've researched and tried. You know what I mean? So I guess I could see.
Right. It's nice.
Your own, but
yeah. I agree. It's nice to have that research, but it's also, they want someone with a little bit of teaching or helping experience. So,
right. Loretta?
So Tamara, you said that the curriculum is provided, but you're teaching it on Zoom. So I'm assuming it's like Zoom on the Splashlearn platform or whatever, right?
It's Google Slides.
Oh, it's Google Slides.
So they share the file of that course with you before the course starts. And then you'll have all of the lessons right there. Sometimes it takes them a while to share the file, but you'll have the file before the course starts, and then you'll have all of the lessons for that course. And then if you teach that same course multiple times, you'll have the lessons already, because they don't delete them after they share them.
Got it. And so there is a minimum number of hours required then, right?
There's a minimum number of availability, which is 10 hours. So you need to be available 10 hours. Now, again, you can accept or reject a batch as they assign it, but you need to be available that 10 hours.
Is it 10 hours per week or 10 hours per month? Somebody's asking.
A week.
Okay.
A week, yeah. So 2 hours a day or so. It's just Monday through Friday. There are not weekend hours. So It's Monday through Friday, which is a blessing in disguise, honestly, because some of us can, you know, especially us with helium hands, sure, you know, and then so it's nice to have that weekend off. I don't know.
Helium hands.
I was waiting for you to react to it, Kasey.
I'm just writing a comment down
From the chat, from the live.
From the chat. So Mindy mentioned being an empty nester, and I'm an empty nester. It's hard and cool at the same time, so I get it. Mindy, if you want to reach out to me, let me know. And Marianne, did we earn this time? I just came up with an idea. I think we need to have an empty nester video, because I have been in groups with people that are talking about, like, what do you do when you're an empty nester, and how do you fill some of that time, or I have too much time now, or I don't have any time, and why did that happen, you know? So
yeah, there's so much information about having young kids, but there's not a lot about once they're gone. Like, what do I do?
Yes, reach
Teach
out
for
to me.
Splashlearn during the day. That's what you do.
What's that?
I said you teach for Splashlearn during the day. That's what you do.
Or
all day.
Outschool, you know.
I'd like to say I clean my house and keep it all neat, but if you saw my desk area right now,
that's funny.
So if you're an empty nester and either looking for something to do, or you are an online teacher, reach out to me. Let's do a collaboration on being an empty nester and teaching online. Kasey.oswald@gmail.com. I'd love to hear your schedules and things about being an empty nester. I think we might be able to help a lot of other people that are empty nesters right now. So
For sure.
reach out to me. I think we should do it. Anyone else? What do you guys think?
How many kids do you have, Kasey?
I have two. One just got married and is out of college. He's 21. And my daughter is 19 and she's in college and works at a vet clinic. So yeah.
Yes.
Which is probably one of the reasons why we came back to the States, because both kids were here. So I love you guys, Johnny, Sadie, and jumps on here every once in a while. So
So I prepared myself for like being an empty nester, right? Because I have a 19-year-old, almost 20-year-old.
right.
3 years ago, I adopted 5 dogs. They keep me really busy.
I think I want a puppy.
And guess what? My dogs help me out in Outschool classes. So they not only keep me busy, but they help me make money too.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I need to go find me a rescue.
There you go. Oh, contact our rescue organization, World Animal Guardians. Where are you? Where are you at? Where are you at?
I'm in Florida.
You're in Florida. Yeah, World Animal Guardians.
World Animal Guardians. I know you and I have talked about it, so we'll have to talk more about that.
Where are you in Florida?
What's that?
Where in Florida? You're in like Tampa area, aren't you?
No.
Or are you in South Florida?
No, she's on the Panhandle side, right?
I'm in the Panhandle.
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
Panhandle. Gotcha. Panhandle. Okay.
Because
Yeah,
aren't you an hour behind Eastern time, you said?
Yeah.
Right. That's why I'm like, no, she has to be in the Panhandle.
Yeah. Okay. My daughter's kindergarten teacher did Pause to Care. It's in Florida. It's in South Florida though, but they'll actually help transport them also. But Pause to Care, it's really well ran.
You know, in my beginning videos, you know, when I didn't have a lot of people on here, I would say everything about me. And lately I'm like,
1,000 subscribers. I don't want them to all know.
So
Thank you for having me on, Kasey. Appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for coming on. Really quick, Sabrina wants to know, do you have to be an American resident to work at Splashkid or VIPkid? I'll have Loretta answer that one. I almost just did. Sorry, Loretta. For VIPkid?
Oh, you can answer it. That's fine. VIPkid. You need to be a U.S. or Canadian citizen, but I believe permanent residence is okay as well for VIPkid. You have to have citizenship, but you can be living in Germany or wherever as long as you are a citizen or PR of one of these two countries.
I think
Canada,
as long as you pay taxes in one of them.
You need to be eligible to work.
Yes, eligible to work.
So you
that's
need a
why,
tax ID or something, for VIPkid. Splashlearn, no, you can live anywhere in the world. And you just have to be familiar with Common Core. That's the only thing, but you can live anywhere. So if you've taught or helped or whatever at an American school or in the US or whatever, then you'll have experience and can apply.
Great. And Sabrina, if you want some more information, her email, eTamara. I know it's down there in the description below.
E-teacher Tamara.
E-teacher Tamara.
At Gmail.
I should have you guys write it instead of like change your names to it.
There you go.
And Jason, I know you're close. I almost messaged you too. And thank you guys so much for coming. This was a blast. I appreciate
Yes,
it.
this was nice. Thanks
And
for
Tamara,
having
thanks. I
me.
know it was last
much.
minute.
You're always a great hostess. Hostess
Aw,
with the
thank you.
hostess.
Yes, thank you, and have a great weekend.
Thanks, you too.
Yeah,
Thank you,
you
everyone in the
too.
chat. We'll see
Bye.
you
Stay
soon.
safe, everyone.
Bye. I learned it cuts us off, so I'm gonna wait 1 second. Okay. It cuts us off on YouTube.
Oh no.
Half the time I don't say goodbye because I hit end as soon as I say goodbye here, and I forget. So